afuera. Voltéate. Voltéate. Con las manos arriba en la cabeza. Sal para afuera, sal para afuera. Sigue caminando. Con la voz en los ojos, sal para afuera. Eso. Sal para afuera. Sigue. No te muevas. Señora, venga aquí. Tranquila.
Tengo mi bebé.
Tranquila, sal para afuera. Hands. Go on back. Tranquila, señora. Baby, we have a baby. Señor, no hay nadie más aquí. Sal para afuera acá. Baby, come out.
Hey, I need one in here with me.
Entra acá. Good? Go. It's okay. Yep.
On October 14th and 15th in Gresham and Hillsborough, Oregon, ICE agents raided multiple homes, busting down the doors, terrorizing residents, and snatching people for whom they did not have warrants. It's worse than that, right? They broke into the wrong homes and took the wrong people. I want to describe two of those cases, and then I would like to talk a little bit more about the incompetence of ICE. How their lack of training, the fact that they are out of control and do not know what they are doing is a threat to everybody in this country, not just immigrants. I'm going to read here from KPTV, that's Fox 12, Oregon. Lest any Republicans think I'm using a biased news source. Federal immigration agents detained multiple men from Mexico in two separate operations last week in Gresham and Hillsborough, but families say the agents were targeting different people. Families say the man detained in Hillsborough was living and working legally in the U.S. for over 25 years and had no criminal record. But before I get to his story, let's talk about the video I showed at the beginning and that family. According to Fox 12, what you see there in that video is federal agents breaking down the door to a bedroom of a Gresham apartment during what ICE claimed was a targeted operation looking for an undocumented man with a criminal record. I guess they think that they have the right to just indiscriminately bust down the doors of people's homes and drag out whoever they want. Mari, the woman who was recording the video, said the masked agents were seeking a man who wasn't there and that her family does not know that man. According to Mari, agents were shouting outside for a man named Israel before entering. I thought they weren't going to come in because they didn't have an order or a warrant to enter our home, she said. So for an hour, they stood outside screaming. They started to get more aggressive and more violent because we weren't coming out. And that's when I saw them break the gate outside. Mari and her 3-month-old baby, her younger brother Napoleon, and her mother's husband Arturo were inside the apartment when ICE broke in. I just want to remind you that if ICE has an administrative warrant, you do not have to open the door. You do not have to answer the door. You do not have to come outside. They do not have a legal right to bust down the door of your home with an administrative warrant. But they're doing it anyway. They're doing it anyway. So in the video, when they bust in, guns drawn, with a woman and her 3-month-old baby on the other side of the door, you can see in the video that agents detain Napoleon and Arturo. You can hear them asking for the men's names and discovering that the man they were looking for was not there. Now, Department of Homeland Security is claiming that the man they were looking for was in the apartment, but we have had many reports of Homeland Security telling a very different story than what the evidence shows. ICE is somehow claiming that that man was in the apartment, except that he is still at large. Those two men you saw in the video were taken by ICE, and Napoleon is being held at the Tacoma facility, which is known for concerning conditions. Arturo has been shipped to a facility in Mississippi. This is a family that's been torn apart, and ICE had no warrant to come in there, no justification. These men are hard-working members of our community and have no criminal record. It's important to note that Napoleon, who is being held in Tacoma, came to the United States through the asylum process. I just want to ask you, like, what are we doing in the United States that masked armed men who are completely unqualified, ill-trained, can bust down the door of somebody's home and point a gun at a woman and her 3-month-old child, and then drag off men that they have no warrant for and ruin the lives of an entire family? What are we doing? Why are we funding this? During the same series of raids, ICE, in another startling display of incompetence, took business owner and 25-year resident Victor Cruz, who has a visa and has legal status in the United States. ICE was looking for a man named Victor Cruz, but not this one, but they took him anyway. He owns a construction company. Again, he's been here for a quarter of a century with a visa and legal status. Presented his driver's license and his work permit to federal agents, and still they snatched him. He has been taken to the Tacoma detention facility where he awaits legal proceedings. His daughter says he pays taxes. He's always been about doing the right thing and, just a hard-working, honest man, a dedicated, loving husband, and a family man. She went on to say her father told her that there are a lot of other men in the Tacoma facility who should not be there. Men with residency, men with work permits, people with no criminal records at all. Of course, ICE refuses to comment on Victor Cruz's situation after they took the wrong man who is here legally with no criminal record, and they are keeping him in violation of his rights. Congresswoman Maxine Dexter issued a statement. The brutal arrest of Napoleon Magana is the latest example of the violent authoritarian tactics Trump is unleashing on our communities. I won't stop demanding accountability for my constituents, but our greatest power is public pressure. As ICE ramps up its activities in our neighborhoods, I am asking every Oregonian to pull out their phone and record what they see. This evidence matters in the courts and in the court of public opinion. More people see Trump's cruelty in action, the harder it becomes to ignore, Dexter said. I want to talk about this more over the coming days, but we are seeing more and more disturbing evidence of ICE being incredibly emotionally dysregulated, wildly incompetent, feeling free to just trample everybody's rights. They have no training. They have no ability to regulate their own emotions. They are heavily armed. In fact, we saw just earlier today, a pregnant woman who was driving and honking her horn had an ICE agent put a gun in her face.
I don't give a fuck. You're gonna shoot a pregnant woman? Yeah, you're gonna shoot a pregnant woman? Yeah? Stop. No, he just fucking put a gun on me.
I was driving down the street. I'm beeping because there's a bunch of ICE agents running after someone. Sorry, I'm really shaking. And some ICE agent came up to my driver's side and he ended up pointing a gun at me. I am pregnant and my son's in the car. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I don't know why they think that was right, and he just laughed about it, and he said that, well, you should get the fuck out of the way. If that wouldn't have happened, if you got the fuck out of the way.
These are out of control, dangerous men with firearms who feel that they are above and outside of the law and that nobody will hold them accountable. They are unable to control their rage. They're sticking guns in the faces of pregnant women at 3-month-old babies. I'm going to say it one more time. ICE is out of control. We want to live in a country where masked men can shove a gun in your face or in the face of your child, where they can break down your door and drag you out with no warrant, none of your rights upheld, where men who cannot control themselves can brutalize you in whatever way they want. This is what Donald Trump wants in America. This is what ICE is doing in America, and it's being funded by tens of billions of our tax dollars. These are incompetent men with no self-control, poorly trained, heavily armed, and feeling entirely unconstrained by the law. Are we great again yet?